Hi guys, so in this video we're going to be going over how to build a lead list through LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator is the tool that I used literally every day when I was building my agency and scaling it. It's probably my favorite tool, my favorite sales tool out there, just because it's brought my agency so many high paying clients and clients that have stayed with me for a very, very long time. So I'm in LinkedIn now. I've created just a new LinkedIn account and got Sales Navigator for this because there's a few differences with Sales Navigator when you start in comparison to when you have loads of connections within in an industry. And this is where you're going to need to make sure that you've niched down, especially if you're using LinkedIn, because as you get more connections, it opens more doors on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, it is a social channel, isn't it? But it's a social channel for business to business kind of service, but a lot of people hate to be sold on there. They don't like all the sales messages. So what LinkedIn have done is make it so you can only open your profile up to 3 degrees connection, which means you can only see their profile and you can only connect with them through LinkedIn Sales Navigator if your connection has a connection with their connection, I think. So it's 3 degrees away. So you and them are 3 connections away from being connected. So when you're first starting and when you literally have 0 connections on your LinkedIn, Sales Navigator can be quite tough because not all of the leads that come up are contactable on Sales Navigator. But there's a little trick to get around that. So we're on LinkedIn. Watch the social pages video on how to set up your LinkedIn page properly. Look at mine, look at Tom's, look at the industry experts, and just fill your page properly with a professional profile picture, etc. So you click the top right hand corner. So Sales Navigator, it is the paid version of LinkedIn. Helps you find leads, helps you find accounts on LinkedIn for you to build a lead list and then build your network. It's $79.99 a month. There is a free trial, 30-day free trial, so you can get in, play around with it, cancel your membership before you get charged. However, what I do need to remind you when you're starting is if you, say, have Sales Navigator for 2 months, you build a lead list of 200 people, you start having conversations in Sales Navigator. So Sales Navigator has its own inbox. You'll have an inbox on LinkedIn and you'll have an inbox on Sales Navigator. If you start talking to loads of leads on Sales Navigator and then you stop your payment to LinkedIn, all of those leads and all of those conversations disappear, which is very annoying. It's happened to me before. I've been very close to, I've nurtured relationships in Sales Navigator, very close to kind of asking them for a meeting. Then for whatever reason, I cancelled my membership because I just didn't need it anymore. And then I lost all of those because they didn't become actual connections. A lot of people, you'll send them a connection and you'll send them an email, for example. They won't accept your connection, but they'll reply to your email. And then if you stop paying, that lead's disappeared forever unless you've written it down or they end up accepting your connection. You're not going to be able to get in touch. So you click the top right, the button in the top right hand corner here, Sales Navigator, and you go to this page. So this is a really brief one. But just before the video, I went through and just followed a few pages just to fill it out to show you what appears. And these are just kind of what's happening with your leads. Like, these aren't connections of my page. They're just saved leads. So what you're going to do to start with is go to lead lists and you want to create a new list. So you just create a new list. I've created a dermatology list for the example of this video. We will also create a few more lists when we do it because we'll do some lead gen for multiple different industries. But if you go back to home, go to all filters, and this comes up. So what you're doing here, guys, is it's very much like building a Facebook ad, but you are paying for it, but you're not paying per like delivery of the ad because you're just building a list. You've got all of the people on LinkedIn. You've chosen a niche where you know that niche hangs out on LinkedIn. There's no point typing in plumber or I don't know, probably like people like roofers. They're probably not going to be on LinkedIn, but they might. I could be very wrong. So you've got to make sure you've chosen niche which the leads are going to be on here. But what you're doing here is just narrowing down the total pot of people on LinkedIn to get your lead list of the people you want. So say we'll continue with the example of dermatologist. So if we literally just type in keywords, sorry, it's me being dermatology or gist. Yeah, we'll go dermatologist. You could type in dermatologist owner, but we're going to do that in another place. So that's keywords. That's going to be where the keyword appears on their profile at any stage, in their bio, in their description, in their job title. And there's loads of different things you can do. There's location. So if you only want leads to appear in the US, you only want leads to appear in United Kingdom, literally you can do, oh, there we go, United Kingdom. So now, here's the total search. Now we're down to 15k of dermatologist keywords in there. That doesn't mean they're all owners of dermatologists and people in those two locations. And then what you also need to do is industry. This is super important, because what you're going to get, guys, is people will have other marketing agencies or PR firms or media companies. They'll have like dermatologist marketing, or we market dermatologist service. You might have it in your bio, and if you didn't add your industry, then you would come up in these lead lists. And you don't want loads of marketers, you don't want computer networking venture capitalist firms. You want people in the healthcare industry. So health, wellness and fitness, yes. You can go hospital and healthcare, where are pharmaceuticals, medical practices, where was that? Not medical devices, we're going medical 5k, there we go. That's a big one. What else could we do? We'll leave it at that and see what happens. School, profile language, first name, last name. That's just when you're going really specific. Seniority level. So this is a really nice one, because then you can do owners. So now you've got dermatologist keywords, because they'll be talking about dermatologists if they're the owner. Only in the US and the UK. They're in the health and wellness, pharmaceuticals, medical practice industry. They've labelled their profile in that industry, so you're not going to get marketers, etc. And they've also labelled the owner. I'd also go partner, CXO, VP, director, maybe manager. You can, but you just want to include only the decision makers. Manager could be a decision maker, but maybe not the decision maker over funds, especially for a dermatologist practice or clinic. So you can go down, company headcount. For certain businesses, you might want to crank it down to like below 50. So like self-employed 1 to 10, maybe 11 to 50, but you are creeping up there. Only because once you get to that kind of company headcount, the likelihood of them having an in-house marketing team does increase. And obviously they've got a marketing team. They're not gonna have an in-house marketing team that they're playing on like an employee rate and then hire you as well. So you just cancel it out, but you can just leave it in overall. That's what I do. And then hit search, and what happens is you get this lead, you get a list of hopefully all CEOs, all owners of dermatologist practices in the industry. So super useful. 2k people that follow this criteria. Then we've got 44 people that have changed their jobs in the last days. So as you can see here, their past one was on the board. Now they're 2 months into a new job at a new dermatologist. Here started 2 months ago a new dermatologist. They've changed, they've changed businesses by the looks of things, which is good because you can include that in your marketing. But co-owner, so they're dermatologist there. So they're now the co-owner of a new. So here it looks like they've actually started their new dermatology practice, which would be great for your sales message. But something I need to talk about here, guys, is this section here, posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. And now this is only 153, but the reason why we're going to this section and not this section is because 2,000 people, yes, they might be the owner of a practice, but they might not have been on LinkedIn, for a year and a half. And would you rather be spending your time messaging business owners that are actively on LinkedIn or people that haven't been on LinkedIn for a year and a half? So spend all your time. I mean, I go through this. Like when you're running out of leads to go, then 100% fire it out, because the chance of them having LinkedIn still downloaded on their phone and getting notifications, even an email, still very high. So still go through that, but start with this because this is like your lowest hanging fruit. So 153 people of dermatologist owners have been on LinkedIn in the past 153 days. So what you want to do, guys, is go through this whole list and you want to connect with as many of these as possible. The first thing you want to do is connect, because you can't send a message until you connect with them. However, with your Sales Navigator subscription, you get 20 free in-mail. So you can message 20 people a month without even being connected with them. And some people will have their inbox open, so you will be able to message them, but that's very few. So the way you can connect with them is you go through the list, and obviously look, these ones that I've saved, and click save. And that saves it to the dermatology leads. And then you have a lead list of all of the people that you want to contact in the future. Whether you want to cold call with them, then maybe you can then go through and connect with them more. What you can also do is click this little arrow, click view profile, and then then you can click this button here and connect. You can also get all their information here. So they've got their website here, which you can then click, get their Facebook page, their Instagram page, and an email address. Some people will have this all filled out, or some people will only have their phone number and email address to people that they've accepted the connection. So always have a look at this contact information, guys. And also, when you're building this lead list, whether you want to do it at the end or as you go, put all of these into that hub tracker. Go to this contact information, write their email address down, their phone number if it's there, and go from there. So if we go back, so we've just saved that lead and we've shown how we can connect with her, and we'll just go through, and you want to look here. So dermatologist and cosmetic surgeon. At this place, you'd want to connect with her. And unfortunately, guys, when you first start out, as you can see, all you can do for some of the leads is view the profile. You can't connect with them. And that's because you aren't 3 degrees of connections away from them. But the good news is that's going to change very quickly. A lot of people in this industry, they connect, they're on LinkedIn to connect with other business owners and other people that own practices. So say you connect with, who can we connect with here? Can we connect with these? Yeah, say we connect with, I don't know how you say that, I don't know how you say that. We'll call her Mrs. Frey. Mrs. Frey, Earroom. You also connect with Kim, who's the founder of Dermatology. She'd be a great one. 100% save that one. You connect with those 3. Multiply that by 10, you've connected with 30. Those 30 will have connections with these. They might be 2 away, they might be 1 away. And that means in a week's time, once they connect with you, you come back on here, you're going to be able to send Sabrina a connection request, send her an email. However, if you find a really good lead, because you are going to find them, guys, let's try and find one. Look here. And this is what you want to see. You want to see owner also works in the practice. So he is a dermatologist. He is an owner. He's not just an outside owner at Las Vegas Dermatology, 11 to 50 employees. Because we don't have those connections with him, we can't send a request. But what we can do for these leads that we really want to, and guys, once you get going with Sales Navigator and you have 500 plus connections to people in the industry, you're not going to need to do this. You'll literally go on here and you'll be able to connect with literally every single one, but it's just a slow process, which is why you just need to build those connections as quickly as possible. Literally, guys, look, I found him straight away. I can connect with him. So yes, I can't connect with him in Sales Navigator because we don't have those connections. For whatever reason, they've made that decision. You can't do that. But just find him on LinkedIn and connect with him that way. See his contact information. Yeah, his Twitter, he doesn't have a thing. But we can find the phone number and stuff there. Just have a look at his profile, shall we? Yeah, lovely profile. 1,500 followers, good content. Once you watch that video, it's a perfect place. The video on the scripts, he'd be a perfect person to reach out to. So what you can also do is another tip. Once you find a very good lead, guys, is you can go to people also viewed and go through and connect with all of these. So obviously my LinkedIn doesn't see how I've niched down yet, but as I have strong connections, like a really, it's kind of like lookalike audiences. They can like average up all of your connections to see who else you'd like to connect with. So once you have like 200-300 connections on LinkedIn of that industry, you're going to get kind of a free lead list down here. What you can also do is you can just, well, you can just search here, dermatologist. This is essentially the free way to do it, guys. But look, all LinkedIn members, because I have 0 connections, you're just going to have to, it's a very slow process. Yeah, look, you just got to grow your network. But what you can do, is what I was trying to explain there, is if you go here and type him back, some accounts will have their connections viewable. So he's turned them off, so you can't click who he's connected with. But if you could, you'd click that, it's a blue button, and you could get a list of all of the dermatologists that he's also connected with, and you can then go connect with all of them. And you don't need Sales Navigator to do that. That's just a really nice tip. You're kind of just like sponging off of all of his followers and connections to build that network, so then you can then go on to send those messages. But guys, this is just a quick video of just kind of showing you how Sales Navigator works, what are the important filters to use when you're finding these leads, like seniority level, industry, geography, and some keywords. You could add here owner, and that will crank it down a little bit more, because it will have to have owner on the page. Let's see why that's actually increased. Let's have a look, because that increased. Let's see, 500. Why has that increased? Oh, it would have picked up. I don't know why that would have increased, actually. So this is telling me, this is strange, it's telling me there's more dermatologist owners than there are just dermatologists. Well, who knows why that's the case, but can't complain, can we? Because look, we're getting more up now. Oh, it's probably, I think when you do keywords, it does either or. It doesn't just do the complete word. That's what it's doing. So if you did dermatologist owner, you're going to get leads for owner in this industry, and you're also going to get leads for dermatologist in that industry. That's what it is. I'm going to leave that unedited, actually, because that's actually quite important. I feel like that's changed. I think they used to do it like a month ago when it was like this. People worked as a dermatologist owner. There's some good ones, guys. Literally, look at that. People who worked as a dermatologist and everything, that just came up as a little pop-up. Dermatologist co-owner, vision co-owner. And obviously, look, you can only connect with one because Karen's not had that privacy setting connected. But what I do, guys, is literally just copy and paste all of these into just normal LinkedIn and get connected with them. If you go onto Sales Navigator and you can't connect with them, that's 100% what you need to do. Let's see if we can find Jackie, shall we? Here we go, Jackie Levin, connect. So guys, that's what you need to do. Lead list, you can go back there, and we've just got a list of all of the people that we've saved. You can even add notes like contacted once on the 9th of August 2021. There we go, outreach activity. Send message to that person, and you just go through like that, guys. Super good platform. I'd also put that into the hub if you can. If it's not going to take too much time, you can copy the list and paste it elsewhere. But guys, that's kind of just an overview on how you can use Sales Navigator to use the platform of business owners, crank it down to your niche, then crank it down to only the owner of the business. So then you're only reaching out to the business owners, the decision makers, and get them on the meeting and start the process from there. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, guys. 100% at least get the free trial if you don't want to do it straight away, and just start building those connections. So then in 2 months' time, Sales Navigator is going to come in an even better platform because you can connect with more people quicker. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. See you in the next one.